Hello there and welcome once again to the Mayor's Magazine. I'm Mick Cornett and this is our show for December 2011. In this first segment, we're going to deal with opening night 2012. And with us here today is Christina Foss, the opening night director, and Peter DeLisi, who is annually here as the executive director for the Arts Council of Oklahoma City. Welcome to the Mayor's Magazine.
How are you doing?
Thank
Now,
you.
I called it 2012. Is it technically the 2011? How do you all call it? 2011 opening night or 2012?
Call it 2012.
The 2012 because it's December 31st of 2011,
Absolutely.
but ready to kiss in the new year.
Yep.
The whole event's actually over when it becomes 2012 because we end at midnight after we do the big fireworks display. By 12:15 of 2012, we're letting people go on to the next party.
And I would describe this as Oklahoma City's big New Year's Eve party that's family friendly and an opportunity to come downtown. And it doesn't matter if the weather's good or if the weather's not good, it's still going to be a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, tell us about this year's event specifically. Christina?
Sure. Well, as usual, we have a variety, a little bit of something for everyone. We have rock music, we have live theater, we have dance, orchestra, country, jazz, reggae. I mean, just, you know, really something for everyone in the family to enjoy. It takes place across 8 different venues across downtown Oklahoma City, and we have 14 different stages within all of those venues.
My goodness, 14 different stages, and all of them are featuring live music?
Live music or live theater or dance. Yeah, all the performing art acts, basically.
Okay. Peter, how many people annually can be expected to show up at this event?
Oh gosh, by the time we get to midnight, there'll be anywhere from 50 to 70,000 people down there. The venues range, probably 6,000 or 7,000 people run through the venues as the night goes on, but we close all the streets downtown. It's a great place to bring the family and the kids. All the restaurants are open, and you can just walk around the streets and go from one venue to the next. It's really fun. And we've got a new venue this year. We've got, the museum is going to be with us this year. We have two venues inside the museum. Who's playing in there?
We have, in the lobby, we have the Maurice Johnson Band, which is a jazz act, and then we also have Bruce Benson in Studio B, which is another kind of jazz act. And then we also are using their theater, and we have OKC Improv here again. And so they'll be there the whole night doing different acts. Yeah, in an improv group, they have 4 different improv groups that they'll just kind of alternate throughout the evening to show a variety of different types of improv and interactive stuff, and it will be a lot of fun. So we're really excited about that new venue.
What does it cost to come?
Well, it's $10, and you get a wristband for that, which gets you into all the events. And you can buy the wristbands at places like 7-Eleven or Mid-First Bank locations.
It's actually $8 in advance if you get them at one of those locations, but $10 the night of.
Now, if somebody hears this interview and thinks, I want to go on the internet and get some more information and try to figure out and map out where I'm going to go or where I want to go to first, what's the website information?
It's www.artscouncilokc.com. And if you just go up, there's a tab that says opening night for you, and it has all of our performers and the schedule there. And
Peter, what other events does the Arts Council put on throughout the year? I know this is the big one at the end of the year, but what else is the Arts Council involved with?
Well, we put on the Festival of the Arts in the spring, which is a 6-day-long festival, and I think everyone's familiar with that. We also put on a 30-year-old Oklahoma City Storytelling Festival, which we do the weekend after Labor Day in the fall. Christina also runs that event. We've started a new program called Art Moves, which actually puts noontime activities in downtown Oklahoma City in about 10 or 15 different locations, a different location every day, 5 days a week, 50 weeks out of the year, so 250 performances a year. And this is brand new. We just started it in October, and it's music, and we also do dance, and we do a lot of art demonstrations where people just demonstrating the process of whatever sort of artwork they're doing. And it's been very well received so far, and we're looking forward to getting more people involved with that. We've got a kind of a captive audience. There are 30,000 people that work in downtown Oklahoma City. They have to eat lunch every day. We want to infuse their lives with a little bit of art.
Yeah, as one of those, I appreciate you adding something else to do downtown. The volunteer effort that is made on behalf of this organization is amazing. Can you give me some of those numbers?
Oh gosh. For the Festival of the Arts, there's about 50 committees that work on the Arts Festival. And each one of those committees has maybe 10 members. And let's say one of the drinks committees could have 5 locations with 5 or 6 volunteers per location, and they switch 3 times a day, so they might have 60 volunteers just for one committee. So by the time you look at it all, there's about 5,000 volunteers that work the Festival of the Arts. Around 700 volunteers work opening night, because all the venues have wristband checkers, and you know, we just have lots of different activities that.
If someone's new to the community and wants to get involved, what should they do?
Well, they just need to go to our website, give us a call. We'll try to plug in any volunteers that want to work with us. Okay. I do want to mention one other thing. We're having to move the finale for opening night this year. There's a lot of construction downtown.
There sure is.
And the Sandridge, the park, the Kirk Couch Park, where we've had the finale countdown to midnight every year, we're not going to get to use it because of construction. And so we're getting to move to the Myriad Gardens, and we're very excited about that. So we'll have out on the grand lawn, we'll have the gathering of our 60,000 people, and they'll be listening to the sounds of Smilin' Vic and the Soul Monkeys.
Smilin' Vic and the Soul Monkeys.
Should be a lot of fun.
It should be. Christina, we just got enough time to probably go over the details again. It's December 31st, downtown Oklahoma City. What time does it start?
7 p.m. is when everything kicks off in all of the venues, and lasts to 11 p.m. in all the venues. And at that time, everyone should make their way down to the Myriad Gardens for the big countdown and fireworks display. So yeah, it'll be a wonderful time, December 31st, of course.
Lots of music, live theater, some comedy. Kids are welcome.
Oh, yes.
And advance tickets are $8. You get a wristband and $10 that night, and it's all available at the website artscouncilokc.com/opening night. Christina, Peter, thanks very much for coming on the show and talking. Thanks for everything you guys do for us.
Well, we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll have more on the Mayor's Magazine when we get back.
Did you know 1/3 of an average landfill is made up of packaging material? Why be part of the problem? Recycling is as easy as rinsing and throwing. No need to sort. Set out the little blue bin on your regular trash day. Now it even pays to recycle. Each week, one lucky Oklahoma City resident will win $100 just for setting out their little blue bin full of the proper recyclable materials. Be part of the solution. Start recycling today.
Welcome back. Leslie Spears is the communications manager at the Oklahoma City Museum of Art. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
We talked in the last segment about opening night and December 31st and what a big night that's going to be, and the Museum of Art has something beyond just being a part of opening night. It's the return of the Dale Chihuly exhibit.
Yes, and we're so excited. It's been set up in its current format for 10 years, and so what we've done is we're going to redo it. It's going to be a new view. For instance, the boats, you'll get to see both sides. We wanted to have more of a dimensional look, so you'll get to be able to do a whole walk around the boats that we have with glass coming out of them.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, and that's an exhibit, that's an installation that you see something new every time.
So the glass has been gone during the Passages exhibit, and so if people have been over there and wondered what happened to it the last few months, it's just been kind of in storage and being cleaned, and so this has to be a big undertaking. I mean, this stuff is not easy to move, and great care must be taken, I suppose, to put it out back on display. So give me some of the behind-the-scenes operations that's been going on at the museum.
I'd love to. Well, first, the Passages exhibit had about a month to pack up, and then we have walls that move, and we've taken those out, and then we've repainted. We have a team that we bring on staff for the whole entire installation. And now we're reconfiguring the walls and the platforms. We're building platforms, and we have floor plans that we had to get approved by the Chihuly Studios, and they agreed to it. They're building the hallway for the ceiling, and it's a construction mess right now. But it's really interesting, and probably in December, definitely in December, they'll start installing the glass, and people from the Chihuly Studios will come down to help with that installation. For instance, the ceiling. We let the Chihuly staff do that. But it's really fascinating.
And if people come out on December 31st, what are they going to see? Where are they going to be directed?
Well, we'll send them up to the 3rd floor, and we'll have a members preview from 6 to 8. We have a membership with the museum. The museum has members, and then from 7 to 11, it's open to the public for free through opening night. And they're going to see our collection, which is the largest, most comprehensive in the world. And then we'll have another accompanying exhibit of Chihuly works that these glass works are inspired by his like for Native American works of art. So it's going to be different glass to see, and that's on loan, and that will be here through April, New Year's Eve through April. But we'll have, like they said before, we'll have jazz in the lobby, and we'll have improv in the theater, and the museum cafe will have they'll be serving dinner that you have to get reservations for. And then at midnight, people will be able to go to the roof at 11, not at midnight, but 11:30 they'll be able to go to the roof and do a champagne toast to midnight to the fireworks from the Walker Sheridan Garage through opening night. So I think we're going to be a really good place to be.
And we were talking before we started rolling the tape that this museum is not 10 years old. It doesn't seem possible.
I know, we're turning 10 in March, and so we're doing a big build up to our 10-year anniversary. It's just hard to believe. We've seen so many great things come through the museum. We really feel like we've brought the world to Oklahoma City through the exhibits, the Egyptian, the Roman art, Impressionism, and
Napoleon. That was cool.
Just great exhibits. We're looking for stories that people may have had, like for instance, children that went to our first museum camps. They're now in college or in high school, and they have great memories of working with art at the museum.
No question. And what's forthcoming? What projects are you all working on now for the future?
Well, the 10-year anniversary, getting to revisit our Chihuly collection. In February, we're opening up an exhibit called Princely Treasures. It's from the Victoria and Albert Museum. It's our first exhibition with them. That's a great partner to have. And it will be just a lot of objects, decorative arts, clothing, furniture from the 16th to the 18th century, owned by royalty.
Stuff we probably haven't seen before.
Never seen. So we've never seen. It'll be great, and that will be here through May. And then in the summer, we're going to do another glass exhibition that's more of a contemporary spin to see what other artists are doing in glass.
How's the theater doing? I know, it's open for movies on weekends and selected nights.
Yes, yes. It's open Thursday through Sunday. We have documentaries running through December. We have independent, classic, and foreign films. It's just doing so well. We're so proud of it. And right now we're doing reality check Wednesdays that are documentaries. People really love documentaries.
That's terrific. And so give us a capsule again of what's going to happen on opening night with the Chihuly exhibit. If people just tuned in and missed the beginning of this, give them that headline feature.
Well, we will be rediscovering, it's called Illuminations, Rediscovering the Del Chihuly Collection. The members' previews from 6 to 8, and then from 7 to 11, it's open to the public. It will be free admission. It will be the entire 3rd floor. It will be, there'll be jazz music in the lobby, improvisation in the theater, museum cafe serving dinner, champagne toast. You pay $10, you go up to the roof at 10:30, at 11:30, and then at midnight you get to see the fireworks with us. And welcome in 2012.
And your website information?
okcmoa.com.
OKC MOA for Museum of Art.
You're right.
.com. Leslie Spears, Communications Manager. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We'll have more on the Mayor's Magazine in just a minute.
Every child is curious.
George, look what I found.
Turn their curiosity into a lifelong love of learning.
That's a periscope.
It's one of the most important gifts you can share. Create a curious reader.
Oh, you want to build a castle like that one? This is super bedtime reading.
Share a book together today. Visit read.gov.
Welcome back to the Mayor's Magazine. In this segment, we're going to visit with Scott Booker. Now, it's one thing for a civic leader to take one title, but Scott actually has two very important roles in our community. He serves as the CEO of ACM UCO, which is the Academy for Contemporary Music that UCO houses in Bricktown in downtown Oklahoma City. And he's also the manager of the Flaming Lips. So welcome to the Mayor's Magazine again.
Thanks. I'm happy to be back.
We better separate these roles just so we can compartmentalize the conversation.
Yeah, I have to do that. There's two of me, and but actually those things actually meld in pretty well together, and it's because of my relationship with the Flaming Lips and the record industry as a whole that many of the things that have happened at the ACM has happened because of those 20 years of working with the Flaming Lips and stuff. For instance, we just had a master class where we bring in an artist of a great stature, and we had Ben Folds, who was playing with the symphony, and he came and he did a master class for our students, and actually we opened it to the community, and we had over 600 people there seeing a conversation between Ben and myself, talking about his career and giving advice to our students, but it was just a great thing for everyone.
Wow. Well, let's talk about ACM at UCO, and why don't you start at the very basics of just the concept itself?
Well, the idea is that a lot of people call us a school of rock, and that's relatively accurate, although we have a lot of students that are interested in country music and hip hop and modern soul. And what they do at our schools, they study production, which is learning how to twist the knobs in a studio and make sounds wonderful. And then we have performance students who learn guitar, bass, I said that twice, guitar, bass, vocals, and keyboards. And then we have students that study the music business, people who are going to be potential managers or booking agents or run record labels. Because the idea is that, like you have Garth Brooks and Toby Keith, and it's wonderful that these guys have homes here. But imagine if their manager worked here. Imagine if their record label was based here. And you could bring in millions of dollars into the state that really shouldn't leave, especially in this digital age. And our school is focused on helping you become a better performer, but also helping grow industry and teaching you how to become part of the music industry with that.
And enrollment's been pretty good?
Enrollment is great. We started 2 years ago with 150 students, and now we're inching towards 500.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I assume these kids aren't all coming from the Oklahoma City area. They must be traveling in.
Believe it or not, we have some Texans. And,
so we do have foreigners here.
We do have foreigners, exactly, yeah. No, they're from all over. I think we definitely have guys from Europe and Canada and all over the United States. I think we represent 48 of the states at our school. What
percentage of the students would you estimate want to be performers?
Oh, about a third. It's split pretty even between the three areas, actually. Yeah, and what's interesting about our program is you can start and get an associate's degree in one area, and then you can move to another one. So many of our students that have graduated with an associate's degree, which is a 2-year degree, have gone on and are working on their bachelor's now, and many of them have moved from performance to, say, music business, because they feel like they're comfortable with where they are as a performer, and then they can move on to understand even better how the business works.
What about composing and lyricists?
That's all, it's part of all three of those areas in a sense. I mean, well, not so much music business, but production involves composing and composing with technology, as well as learning how to score a little bit for TV and movies. And then also our performers are just naturally drawn towards that as well. And we have songwriting classes for them.
And I know there's been some professional productions done by the students, and some of them are actually performing and selling songs.
We have students, having record releases. In fact, in December, we have a band called Horse Thief. I got to look at my note here, playing December 10th at our venue, which is separate from our school. Our school is, well, both places are in Bricktown. Our school is the down, where would you call that? What is that old building there?
In the middle of Bricktown.
Yeah, in the middle of Bricktown. Sorry. And then our venue is a little bit further down the street on Sheridan. It's 329 East Sheridan. So if you want to come see our bands play every other Friday, starting in December, it's December 2nd, December 19th. Our students in their bands are performing for free, and we call it Live Link on Fridays. And
is that outside on the streets, or where?
No, it's inside of our venue. So it's December. You want to stay warm.
I suppose that's right. Now, sometimes I will see musicians on the streets in Bricktown or by the canal, and typically those are your students. At least when I ask them, where they're from, that's
yeah. The polite ones are anyway. So, no, I mean that. Once again, the idea is to meld musicianship and industry. So, we want these people to be in the mindset of like, I want to make a living doing this. Otherwise, it's a hobby, and it can be a great hobby, but we want people to be able to get in the mindset of like, if I'm going to be a musician, I want to figure out how to make a living doing this. Just like the Flaming Lips have.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the Flaming Lips.
Sure.
And as we tape this, they are in Australia representing Oklahoma City.
Exactly, they're representing us down under in Oklahoma City. I think they're playing in Brisbane right now. And we'll be there through the middle of or through the end of November, and then they'll come back home, and we'll start preparing for our 5th annual New Year's Eve show.
And where will that be this year?
This time it's going to be in the Coca-Cola Event Center down in Bricktown. We're going to move to a smaller venue, but we're going to play 2 nights, and we just wanted to shake it up and do something a little bit different. So, plus our venue was taken over by the hockey team this time. So, but we thought it'd be fun to play 2 nights. So.
And so December 31st
And the 1st.
And the 1st.
Yeah, kind of unusual, but I think it falls on Saturday and Sunday, and that was kind of our logic.
Do you know the ticket price scaling, what you're going to charge?
I don't know yet. We're still deciding. It's
Okay.
going to be a bit more expensive than last time because it's a more intimate event.
Yeah, and people that want tickets can do what?
Look online.
Undecided.
Go to flaminglips.com, and we'll have information very soon.
All right,
by the time the show
flaminglips.com.
airs, we'll have the information up.
All
yes.
right. Scott Booker, thanks very much for your work at UCO, and certainly was leading the Flaming Lips into the future.
Great.
All
Thank
right,
you.
You bet. More on the Mayor's Magazine right after this.
Did you buy the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes.
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yep.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes.
The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed. Visit ready.gov.
Welcome back to the Mayor's Magazine. In this final segment, we have a little bit of a Christmas treat. We're going to talk a little bit about jazz, and then we're going to actually hear some. But we have Eric Leonard and Chris Hicks here from the Oklahoma Jazz Orchestra. Welcome to the Mayor's Magazine.
Thank you.
Now, as I understand it, you guys represent a 19-piece big band style jazz orchestra, but has music professors from the nearby universities, OU, UCO, OCU, and then the Academy of Contemporary Music.
As well as Stillwater.
Succinctly said, and
Yes.
add Oklahoma State in there. You just
Yeah.
wanted an undefeated football team to be
Right,
be
we
associated
haven't
with
got
it, too.
to get those guys in.
Yeah, and then where will you all be performing the jazz here in this winter?
We'll be performing at the Petroleum Club, but this winter in December 12th we'll be at the UCO Jazz Lab in Edmond.
And what can people expect if they show up?
Well, we'll have a nice variety of big band tunes, probably either some Stan Kenton or Count Basie, the traditional things, and we also like to add in a bunch of modern arrangements as well. So we're a true concertizing big band. We're not necessarily a dance band, but our audience sits there and typically enjoys the band over dinner, and we know they're going to have a great time.
And I'm going to guess to this level, this is a fairly new component to our art scene. I haven't seen this level of performance in this venue.
You know, you're correct. We have the Oklahoma City Philharmonic, and one of the things that we've not had in Oklahoma City in a long time is a professional concertizing big band. So one of the things that was important to us as founders of the organization is to complete the process of becoming a 501c3 corporation. So as of this year, our third season, we finally achieved that status, and now we employ the talents of approximately 18 professional musicians that we feel are some of the best, most talented jazz musicians in the area.
And how often do you all rehearse, and how does everyone get together?
Well, it's a great question.
There's a lot of scheduling issues there.
There really are. We were just talking about that earlier. Because of that, we're only able to do 3 or 4 concerts a season because we have to weave our way around all of the other concerts that the universities put on with their jazz programs. We work around the symphony concert season. So there's generally 4 dates that work, and they're almost always on a Monday night. And then to answer your question, we have 2 rehearsals prior to that concert where we literally put this together in 6 hours, and then we play the concert the following week.
In a moment, we're going to hear from the 2 of you, and what are we going to listen to?
What are we going to play again?
Well, I think we're going to do a little Christmas favorite, Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
All right, well, that sounds wonderful. Eric Leonard, Chris Hicks with the Oklahoma Jazz Orchestra, and you'll be able to hear them in December and January at the UCO Jazz Lab and the Petroleum Club. But as we leave the Mayor's Magazine for this final edition of 2011, we want to leave you with a little Christmas music courtesy of Eric Leonard and Chris Hicks. So thank you all for here, and with the magic of videotape and some editing, we're going to jump you all to a different part of the studio and close the show in that manner. Thanks for coming on the Mayor's Magazine.
Appreciate it, Mayor. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.